Any decision we make today may change tomorrow. In order to have the best expert advice, we have commissioned
Supercoach 360.
If the time's going up, it's recording.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, time for the show.
Mate, 100%.
We need to find out why they think it's okay to say anything.
It's certainly one of the greatest challenges in the history of the game.
That's what they want to try and do. Megastar to megastar!
In this regard, we're leaving every option on the table.
Oh, what was that, buddy?
Something special!
You know what?
That's not talent.
Oh,
Supercoach 360.
The best way to handle these things is to stay measured, stay calm, live your life as normal.
Unless we start finding it off the people who actually
Just do it!
it makes their little ordinary life feel a little bit better for that moment.
Makes it cool. Supercoach 360 podcast.
G'day, welcome to Supercoach 360. As you can hear, Gregory's talking about getting another turkey, so it's going to be a hell of a ride. We're here to talk all things Supercoach for round 5, round 4 recap. Burger's just pulling that up after he does the shares. I've got Gregory here looking at his Supercoach team. What are we talking about? Oh, your phone's on, is it? Why don't we,
if you can call it that, yeah.
why don't we turn it off so it stops making those horrible noises?
That's
Turn
not
it
a bad
silent.
idea.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks, Colin. Louis, you're over here too. Hopefully slightly more professional. Louis,
How
got
are
his
we?
own camera.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, good.
So where
Busy.
are you at, Supercoach-wise, my friend?
Oh, well, I've managed to get both Nicho and Cleary in, but we'll discuss that later. But yeah, looking all right. I didn't have the best of starts to the season, I have to admit. But up to 16th now. I'm rising about 5,000 people every round. So
Can I just ask quickly, was that a brag that you've got Nicho and Cleary in your team now?
a little bit. But
After Nicho just went 180 when you didn't have him in your
yeah,
team?
yeah, I couldn't afford last week.
Sorry to
but-
burst your bubble there, mate.
Yeah, I couldn't afford it last week, but I managed to do it this week. So
Speaking of having a brag, who captained Nicho this week?
I did.
Yeah, there you go.
Pick me. I wasn't bragging about that. I wasn't even going to mention it.
I wasn't even going to mention
Maybe
it.
subtly sung on throughout the show.
the person I was head to head with got Nicho in.
Yeah.
Had the captain on him. I was watching until I think it was probably about lunchtime on Thursday. Then he switched it to Val Holmes.
Oh, bro. Oh, you listened to one too many podcasts,
So-
buddy. Sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I was going to captain Val. I think it was a week before, actually. But anyway, my phone broke, and I sometimes reverse my trades and come up peaches pecan.
So you reversed your trades. You were trading out
I
Warbrick,
don't remember. Yeah, I was
You were
trading out
trading,
Warbrick, getting in
Munster
Walsh,
instead of...
getting in Munster, no Heins.
Yeah.
And
So did you still get
and
Walsh?
Preston for Loiero.
Did you still get Walsh then?
I still got Walsh. I kept Warbrick.
And you got Nicho.
I ended up trading out.
Riveting stuff this, Con.
No, I traded out another centre. I can't remember who it was. I'll get back to you. No, centre. For Walsh.
Yep.
Got in Heins instead of Munster. Threw the C on him straight away and still got Preston. But instead of for Loiero, I got him for BMM, Marcilla.
Yeah, so ultimately
So-
your trades came out
Yeah.
top shit.
Oh, me original trades would have been crap, but yeah, me second trade's brilliant.
Yeah, perfect. Good work, man. So what'd you get? You got a decent score this week, didn't you?
1360 something, I think.
Yeah, that's decent, man. That's
pretty
good.
good.
I mean,
Bloody
I got my highest for the year this week. I got 1222 or something like that in the end.
Did you captain Nicho? Or?
No, brought him in, stuffed up my captaincy, and captain Munster instead. So if I'd captained Nicho, we'd be talking easy 1360. So, spewing, but it is what it is. There you go.
Gentlemen,
Welcome to the show.
how are we? Coaches out there, how are you? I'm good. I got Nicho as well. I was pretty chuffed. I did restructure all the things. That I went a different way from Tuesday, but we all did say we were going to look at going Nicho anyway on Wednesday last week. But come Thursday, I had a plan. I boosted again. I ended up using a second boost, and I got Nicho, Munster, and Preston's in. So I feel like they were all good trades. Don't get me wrong, it was at the expense of Nath, but I sort of have a little bit of a plan to get him back in the next couple of weeks anyway. So hopefully that works. That's my plan anyway.
I was 103 points worth this week.
Oh, well, look, if I would have balls up and captain Nico, I would have been flying. Like, I had a good round. I captained Harry and still ended up on a 12.85. So it was a good week for me. So don't get me wrong, I would have loved to have had the captain Nico points, but I didn't necessarily need the captain Nico points to progress this week.
But you did.
I did. If I would have been up with you, you know what I mean? I would have been up closer to where you are in the positions now, whereas I'm a couple of thousand behind still, and there's work to be done.
Nico was the master stroke, I feel. Like, coming back from an injury, I was hearing all sorts of people trying to talk people out of getting him last week. Oh, I got to watch out for a calf strain. Calf strain can be really hard to come back from. You know, look out for the calf strain. Maybe wait. Oh, he's got to buy it the week after. You know, all this talk, and he just came out and silenced critics, didn't he? Just hard. This is what he's capable of. Dalian Player of the Year last year. Highest Supercoach point scorer last year. He's essential.
Yeah, I don't think he was high Supercoach point scorer, was he? Garrick might have been.
That's what you were saying during the highest
average.
Highest average,
yeah. Apart from Paps, he played 9 games.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, Sharks wouldn't have risked him if he wasn't ready. They wouldn't have brought him back if he wasn't firing. And the other thing you said.
Don't look at me. I've said it. I don't need to remember it now.
No.
Talking about Nico?
Yeah, no, take over beast.
Right.
I just went.
This is going to be a great show. Hey, someone in the comments, tell us what we were talking about.
Yeah, well, anyway, I've been getting some round recaps sent to me from Adrian. He owns Windsor Chinese, so if you're ever out, you get out there and have a chat to Adrian. Loves his footy, but he gives me a mad round.
It's not called Windsor Chinese, is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me get back to you on that. I'm pretty sure it is. No. Anyway, so I'll get these round recaps. I'm just going to quickly run through it now. We're round 4 in the books and another cracker.
Sorry. Before I forget, that's what it was about the buy. I think we all should learn our lesson from everyone wanting to steer clear of Garrick round 1 because he had the buy.
Yeah.
Come out and scored 110. Don't worry about the buys. Everyone's going to have one.
Yeah, that's what I was saying at the start of the year. Everyone's going to have 3, in fact.
That's it. It's going to average you out unless you're going to sacrifice trade every week to do it.
Nah.
Well, hypothetical situation. Okay?
Well, people were thinking that way at the start of the year. I thought we had enough trades to, I can sacrifice gun for gun, judging by buys.
Nah, crazy.
No. All right, hypothetical situation. You don't run the Nico cause of that reason. Nico comes out, tons up again this week. The people you're either sitting on or whatever don't ton up, get 50s, then bringing in Nico outscores them over the 2-week period anyway.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and take that
there's
buy
very
on the
few
chin.
must-haves in this game. We will establish sort of who the must-have fullback is, I think, over the course of the next few weeks. But at hooker, it's Harry Grant. And at halfback, it's
after he's 44.
But it doesn't matter. He's average. He's going to out-average everyone in that position. In front row, it's Payne Haas. He's going to out-average everyone in that position.
It was Robson's time strike this week, and he pumped out a 40. Fuck you, tweet-gutted dog.
You salmon. So, yeah, like, there's certain players that are just going to literally pull you in so many extra points every week that they pretty much are must-haves. They should, in theory, be in 100% of teams, or you should be aiming to try and get them in. Like, you don't want to anti-pod against Harry. You don't want to anti-pod against Nico. I think he proved his fitness last week. If you don't go in this week, there's a chance his price might not drop at all. After 180, if he was to come out and pull out another century this week, I don't think his price is going down.
Well, yeah.
So he's not going to be any cheaper. He might get more expensive. We've seen players do it in the past.
If he gets another 100 this week, he's definitely going up.
Well, look, he's a break-even of 6 right now. A break-even of 6.
And that's without his next score. Once his next score goes on top of that, it's only going down.
Yeah.
So he's going to have a negative break-even.
At 902,000.
Well,
break even of 6.
He's going
to hit a mil.
He averaged, 87 or something last year?
85.2.
And his average is already 90 for 2 rounds, and he's only played 1 game. So no matter what, he's out-averaged his last year's score.
Yeah. As you said last year...
Even with a 0, he's going up.
last year he was the highest point scorer. Got average 85.8, highest besides Teddy. Pappenhausen, sorry.
And we've seen people do this where they miss the boat on players and they go to 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 mil, and it's just
You have to sell your soul to get them.
yeah, you've got to
Because
do
you have
so
to get them.
much to get them. Yeah, well that's
you,
it because
you can't not get them because you're just killing it.
yeah,
And then, true to Supercoach, they go to shit.
yeah.
Oh, Turbo didn't.
Well, that's it. Remember, there's been years when we've been waiting for people to, they'll go down. Like IPAP,
He's peaked.
Tarpany, like last year. Like I was literally waiting
IPAP?
for these guys. Yeah, IPAP for sure. I was waiting for them to go down. Just never came down. Even Nicho last year, I was waiting for him to plateau a little bit. Just never came down, bro.
Yeah.
Incredible. So, yeah. Turbo's got the potential to go there. We know that.
Well, I think Pappenhausen's done it to us a few times, even.
Yeah.
Well, like, yeah, no, you
Absolute
can't get any
team.
higher.
Pappy's done it in the fourth, in
nope.
the last 4 minutes of a game, which is the most insane part of Pappy. He's literally gone from like 40 to 200 in 4 minutes of
Can't
game
wait
time.
for the conundrum when he comes back.
Yeah, because it's who do you hold? Who do you get?
I'm selling my soul to get him.
Yeah, same, because I don't think the Storm bring him back without it. Now, anyone heard any updates on when that is? I think initially it was supposed to be round 8 or 9, which is only a couple of weeks away. But
I don't think you'll be buying him before Origin's over.
yeah, well, that's it. I was hearing mid-season. It's taking a little bit longer to get it right. It was, bro, have you seen the
I think the last
photos?
10 weeks, he'll be primed, ready to go.
The photos are horrific, bro.
What of his leg?
Yeah, the X-rays
X-ray,
of his
yeah.
knee. Oh,
It was shattered.
bro, absolutely horrendous. He's hoping he's back soon, but yeah, the conundrum is going to be super real when he does return. Because for me, yeah, it's going to be one of those sell your soul moments, and he's 950k.
That's it.
Yeah, so you're going to need some cash stashed
And I want
somewhere.
him week one.
Yeah,
like
because
Nicho.
he can do the Nicho thing,
I
and we've
don't-
seen
I
Turbo
wanna
do it in the
wait.
past, coming back from an injury and just straight out of the blocks.
That's why I'm saving a boost specifically for Pappenhausen's
Pappy's
return.
name on it. Ooh.
Yeah, hurt me eye. Oh, fuck.
We've just given Con something to read. No,
Read
go for
that
it, Con.
No.
Read that out, Louis. It's from
Aaron wasn't happy.
Adrian. No, he's blind.
Yeah, you want to go through the round
Yeah.
recap?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so, round 4 in the books and another cracker. Kicked off with the Battle of the West, a great game culminating in a nail-biting finish. How good is Cleary? Less than 20 seconds from the bell. First, he had to get the distance with his touch finder, 45 out, 17 seconds to go. But then the 2-point field goal to send them to Golden Point. Cometh the hour, cometh the man.
Take just to interrupt this moment. I know everyone's been raving about this, but I am like 90% confident Adam Reynolds did the exact same thing like 6 weeks after the 2-point field goal come in. He kicked the touch
he
finder and then fucking nailed one to equal the game. And then I think they went into Golden Point and he kicked another field goal to win the game.
I believe
to
that was
say
also...
he's the Iceman, shoot up his veins.
He's done the most.
I think A-Ray's got him covered still.
He's done the most of Mayray, I think, on 2.
Yeah, but I just think like they're saying this is like the greatest fucking clutch moment ever. A-Ray did it 5 years ago, bro.
Look,
like, it's just a Simpsons moment. A Simpsons did it moment.
You know what? Latrell's done it.
Yeah.
If we all remember back to the fucking most heartbreaking origin of them all, that fucking Cooper Cronk done it from 40 metres out or something.
Don't remember that being heartbreaking, but
Fucking
I think that was
broke
only
my
still a
heart.
1-pointer in those days.
It was still 1-pointer, but it was a fucking epic kick from 40 metres out, you know what I mean? Like, it's...
He is Mr. Ice.
Bro, there's been a... Like, if we really look back, there's been a heap.
But just A-Ray did pretty much the exact same thing. Off a penalty kick, fine touch, in his specific position, then bang, nailed the 2-pointer, equaled the game, and then I think he nailed home the final winner too. Just saying. Continue.
Yep.
Sorry.
Where was I? Cometh the man, cometh the hour, as Moses, on the day he put pen to paper on a reportedly $6 million deal, sealed his deal. Is he Steve Austin? Not until he delivers the Parramatta faithful a premiership. Another golden point affair as Rabbitohs done John Sattler proud. Sorry.
Sorry, another thing. To share, come with the hour, come with the minutes. Round 4. Let's see him do it in the grand final last year when they were down 28-0. Right.
Yeah.
I just don't like Mitchell Moses, sorry.
That's how you really feel.
Another golden point affair as the Rabbitohs done John Sattler proud. I knew as soon as I saw the Bunnies run out in a jersey with the old school collar and button, in brackets, how good did they look?
They did look good.
He knew he had them in the bag. Top of the table clash at a sold out Suncorp. Brisbane v Dolphins.
How awesome would it have been to be in that crowd?
Yeah.
The atmosphere.
Good game, bro.
I mean, the atmosphere alone, you could hear the crowd. That would have just been amazing to be there. It would have been amazing.
It was coming through the TV.
I hope there's a rematch for that a little bit later on in the season.
Oh, they'll definitely play each other again. That's both their home ground, so it'll be the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Let's just hope the stakes are still as high. Let's just hope one of them hasn't faded into oblivion by then.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it sucks that...
Hopefully the draw puts them together within a couple of weeks.
Well, Sully went down, which sort of sucks for them. He won't be back till late in the season, but obviously Felice and Marshall King, that's a big part of their team right there. So, yeah, I just want to see those guys go out. I want to see a full-strength Dolphins up against a full-strength Brisbane because, yeah, that's it. I think the passion's there for sure. It was good to see.
Well, when... I think it was the Hammer scored their second try and put them in front. Might not have been, but when they went back in front the second time, they're going to win this.
Do you like Reece Shea, baby?
Not particularly.
No?
Well, I can't sit here for the last 3 years and badmouth the Panthers for showboating the way they do and then say, yeah, I love the way Reece Walsh does it. So, earn it first.
Yep.
Like, what's he done to earn it?
Their house. Yeah. Go on, Louis.
So the injury-laden Finns were denied by Radcliffe Jr. Stags as he collected a Milford grubber on his line for a 90-metre try. Both teams are just the real deal. The Broncos do just enough to win, and resurgent master coach Bennett inspired Dolphins continues to impress.
The Broncos have strike for days. I'm a big fan of the Broncos, but I think the Finns without O'Sullivan, I think they're going to struggle.
Kafusi too, man.
Well, Kafusi will be back.
Yeah, I know, but if they have Kafusi in there here whacking people, then...
I think if Kafusi and Jeremy Marshall-King play last weekend, they beat the Broncos.
I was just about to mention, not having Jeremy Marshall-King in there last week really impact them.
If they both played last week, I think they win against the Broncos.
They're a good-looking side, considering I had them bottom 4 for sure.
Oh,
right?
I don't think a lot of people expected them to win a game within their first 2 months. Maybe one. But, yeah, I don't think they expected them
to be flying.
I think a lot of people thought 3 wins for the year would have been a good season, but...
Yeah, they are talking, going well, very well.
Boys have got some spunk.
Yeah. Wayne Bennett, mate. He's not the best coach ever for no reason.
That's it. He knows how to bring a group of boys together, and he knew everyone doubted his roster and this and that. Not going to be able to do it. Well, 0-3 was enough to shut up the critics at the start, and now they've got a long season ahead. I'm hopeful. I want to see him pushing for the 8. That'd be a great story.
I hope they just don't get too injury rattled. But yeah, he coached the worst Origin team in history to a series victory in 2020.
You just love being able to slide that in for just no any reason, don't you?
Yeah, we're talking about Wayne Bennett, aren't we?
Casually.
Just talking about Wayne Bennett.
Go on, Louis. On with the show, mate.
Yeah, moving on from Queensland. Nicho Hynes is an anomaly. One of few former Patriots, Storm players, to play better after leaving. Moving into the halves was a revelation, showing all of his class in demolishing Griffin's last job interview.
Fucking didn't he what?
On to Mount Smart.
How good was it, Wash, but?
Bro, and you know what? This is the scary part about Nicho. he had, I think, 2 taken off him, and he got taken off when they'd given up.
12 minutes to go or something.
And they'd fully give Q was in the rack. They couldn't
Yeah.
give a fuck, and that was him.
He could have scored 3 more tries.
Bro, imagine what he could have done.
Yeah.
But also that kind of
Spilling
shows
is coming back from that calf injury.
that also shows though where Dragons are at right now.
Yeah, they're useless.
They're just.
Have you seen Chits on the ball?
there.
They do nothing.
Well, did you hear the comments that Moses Sully came out with in the media the other day?
Hashtag hook the hook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't want to go there.
He
but
didn't want to go. Viliami Fafita, apparently his manager's saying that he didn't want to go to Dragons either.
that says a lot about the club culture. Like, yeah. I don't know. They're in trouble.
Well, 3 players turned up to their Players Award night last year.
Yeah.
Because Jack DeBell was throwing a barbecue somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, moving on.
Really, but
Fuck me.
On to Mount Smart in the game of all-out attack. Averillo at right centre looks like a target with his size and lack of defensive positioning, and also it was but not before he got bumped off a tackler to send boom winger Kraz to score. Bulldogs scrum 10 from own goal. Warriors wingers standing inside the 10 in standing inside the Fox in defence. Let's go. Ball out, quick shift to Carr, and bang, 90-metre runaway. He's quick when he gets away, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a weapon, man.
He just flies.
Fastest man on the planet.
over 40 metres.
Yes, more scrum base attack, please. That would be great. But all to no avail as New Zealand touch football legend Sean Johnson beautifully executes the old show and go to score the win.
Obstruction or no obstruction?
You know what? In the rule, it's an obstruction. But I wasn't unhappy with the decision because Reid Marnie sort of made himself unavailable.
I was watching on mute, so I don't know what the bunker's official excuse was for it, but I feel you could pass him as he's just a support runner. I feel they're still behind Sean Johnson, and he's allowed to be there as a support runner for Sean Johnson to pass the ball to. He shouldn't have to get out of the way just because Reid Marnie wants to try and tackle someone.
Reid Marnie sort of, you know how they all just...
Yeah, he flops.
They all commit...
He done Moses.
To make it look... yeah. But look, at the end of the day, we had time to win that game. We didn't.
Yeah.
Well done to the Warriors.
It was actually good to see SJ.
Oh,
He
bro.
was running and shimmying and shaking and doing all kinds. It was fucking...
We had Braddo. Like, Braddo did a write-up early on in the year about it. Fucking he's outdone Cleary.
He's got some mojo back.
You know? So, could have started with him.
He got it back. Fat
he had the
bastard
balls.
didn't take it forever.
Matty John's podcast, him and Coops were talking about it and how that's it. Webster seems to have brought out the best in quite a few of the Warriors players and the ability that SJ's got now to just slow it down and not rely on his own athletic ability.
Well, I don't think it's been about his coaching or his team or anything. I think he's just been that crippled with leg injuries that his confidence has just been shot, that he doesn't feel he can explode. So I feel it's got to do with his confidence within his own body. Now that he feels he can start to take on the line a little bit more. Like,
remember,
it's all been a mental thing for SJ. He's never lost.
Well, no, he had that
his
Achilles
talent.
injury.
He's had knee issues. He's had plenty of things like. So yeah, I feel it's all just been in his head, and obviously.
Would you get on him, Supercoach wise, boys? Is it crazy? Like, is he?
Is he dual
form?
No, he's not.
No, he wouldn't be. Because he didn't play 5'8" last year.
What's he worth?
He'd be worth 500 and something at the moment. He started off low fours.
525, 600.
What's he averaging?
He's
at least 65.
66.
Yeah.
So he could be a good hold kind of thing or stepping stone to get to Nathan. After Nathan's plateaued out.
Well, he's still got a break even of 28. So at the moment he's
boy, he could be back in his super. I never thought I'd have him in super coach again.
Good for draft anyway.
I could be on here. I'm definitely going to have a look at him.
Is that round recap finished, Louis?
No.
No. No.
We just
You interrupted every
Nearly
fucking
there.
sentence pretty much.
Nearly there. I love how you, Con.
Where were
You
we?
contributed
Sean
on one of
Johnson.
them, so that's weak.
Yes. Speaking of execution or lack thereof, to be blunt, the Tigers. Again, multiple opportunities in attack, but failure in what is the key word today, Timmy. Execution. Brooksy taking the ball into the goal line, cut out pass for a certain try to the left winger, but no. A Tigers forward gets in the way on an ill-timed run and is hit with a bullet pass to the chest, and it hits the ground. Anyway, Timmy Rugby League is a simple game, as you are fond of most saying, whoever scores the most points wins, and that's why your team is 4-0.
I want to back out of my Luke Brooks 65 plus. He was fucking horrible on the weekend.
Bro, he's been horrible
He-
every week.
Yeah, he's been a bit below average every week so far, but this weekend I watched him and oh my god. What
He
the fuck are
doesn't-
you doing, bro? You're a halfback on the last tackle, you don't just run 3 metres and get tackled. Do something else. Like pass the ball, kick the ball, fucking something. You don't just go.
He's lost any and all confidence in himself.
100% he has. He's got absolutely no self-belief at all.
No, and then that's impacting on Dewey. It's impacting on everyone except the forwards.
Well, they've come out and they said that Dewey's the better fullback, so they're going to play him at fullback. Dane Laurie's off New South Wales Cup. Got to get his fitness better.
Right, oh, look, Shane's is just like...
That's because they backed themselves into a corner at the start of the year and said, look, Brooks out, man, we're going to win with Luke Brooks. He's rah. So now they can't drop Luke Brooks, so they're going to look like dickheads.
Well, he's on one
So
point.
now they've fucking sacrificed Dane Laurie as a scapegoat.
He would have been Mitchell Moses' fucking argument for $1 million.
Well, this is all because Wakem played 15 good minutes 2 weeks ago.
No, it's not even that.
Like against you guys where you've fucking given up.
Luke Brooks.
Like,
Yeah, you guys have clicked off by that point. Yeah,
Wakem should be 7, Dewey should be 6, Laurie should be 1, and fucking Luke Brooks should be dropped.
Yeah,
Not fucking Dane Laurie.
He's on 1.1
But they backed
this
themselves
year.
into a corner. So
He's on $1.1 million this year. That's their fucking drama.
do you know what their drama is? Justin fucking Pascoe, bro.
Their whole club.
It all started when he got there and it hasn't ended and he's still there. It starts at the top and he's the top and he is useless.
All right, so should we move into some Supercoach?
Allegedly.
Yeah, why not?
All right, so we've all got very different teams, so I'm just going to ask you who your trade targets are for the week, how many trades you plan on using, and are you going to Nicho or Nath, or you've already done it? Well, we've already established that, so yeah, trades for the week, Juzzy, who are you looking at doing?
Considering 3, depending if I need to get Lemuelu in as a cheapie.
Would that be your third boost?
Yes, that would be my third boost. Drop Teddy, Meany down to fullback Lemuelu in. Otherwise, it's strengthening my second row. So I've got Garner. He's out this week. Copped to 22 last week. I've taken the risk on him. Not sure. Hoskins. Now, let's just quickly sidetrack and chat about this because I know it's Supercoach relevant. Would you go early on Hoskins?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah?
No, I wouldn't, because
Pulled out nearly 120 last week,
that's
mate.
good for him, bro. But when's Martin back and
Well,
when's...
I don't know. I expected
Oh,
Martin
mate,
to be back this week.
you
and
know
he's
what?
Not.
If
Half
Hoskins-
Hoskins named again.
If Hoskins was a $200,000 cheapie, I'd say jump on.
He's 430 or
He's,
something.
he's awkwardly priced,
458.
and if
458.
for some unknown reason just falls out of favour and back to the bench, you've got to use a trade to get him out before you lose anything you've made, you know? So we all know that Liam Martin's the favourite there, and Garner's started the year there. Don't get me wrong, hasn't set the world on fire, but he's only out because of injury this week. And old mate only played last week because Martin's out of injury. So I'm not saying, he's getting a position, you know?
Well, here in the casualty wards, they're saying that, it's been pushed back at least a week from Liam Martin's hamstring injury.
Yeah.
His
Well,
return
hamstrings
at
can be
least a
fiddly,
week.
We all know that.
Big fella.
Pull the trigger.
You think
Get him in.
Hoskins a gun?
Luke Garner will not get his spot back over Zach Hoskins now.
Well, you know who else?
Even when Liam Martin comes back, Hoskins will just move to the other side of the field, and Garner will be.
Well, you know who I'm
Where he
actually
should
keeping
be.
an eye on at the moment?
The kid is a gun.
Thinking that Hoskins might actually pick up the bench spot, depending on how this week goes.
He's not picking up bench play. Hoskins starting for the rest of the year.
Let me finish my sentence. Have you seen who's named on the left edge for Penrith this week?
Is it Billy Army kick out?
Scotty
Scott Sorensen.
Yeah.
Who, if anyone can do the job that Viliami did, it's him.
No,
He's a huge body. He runs a strong line. So,
in my head, and I'm not a Panthers man, nor am I a coach, so let's face that fact. But for
You're a
me,
super coach.
for me, the best thing for Penrith, from an outsider looking in, would be to move Mardo over there to whack people for Luai, and leave Hoskins over there on the right, who worked obviously great with Nath last week. Mardo's back on the left will strengthen that side a lot, whereas Garner's not a. You don't fear running at a Garner. You sort of fear a bit more running at a Mardo.
Liam Martin runs a heck of a lot harder into holes than Luke Garner does. Luke Garner's a great hole runner, but he doesn't run with the same impact Liam Martin does.
Who would
A lot
benefit,
of people don't.
He'd benefit a Luai, who's used to using a batter and ram like
Well, he'd help Luai
in defence.
open up a little bit.
Got anything, Louis?
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting and seeing. This week I've got other stuff I need to do for trade wise. So I'm going to wait a week, see how we go, and then if it looks like he might get a price rise, yeah, chuck him in.
If he gets back-to-back tons, I'll dead set swap someone.
No, he goes back-to-back tons, but everyone's going to be jumping on. The key is, do you get on before he goes back-to-back tons, or do you wait for him to go back-to-back tons? That's the question.
I just don't know if he's there for that third week, or if he is there for the third week, does he come on for 15 minutes stint off the bench? You know, that's the worrying factor for me, and then I've got to get him out because he's 400k, and if he's playing 15 off the bench, he's no good to anyone.
From what I've seen in his few games at Broncos when he started, I think he started on debut, played 80.
I remember him.
And absolutely nailed it. And from what I've seen from then on out, I can't see Luke Garner taking a spot back over him.
Yeah, well, for those that jump on this week, I hope that's the sake. I hope that's the case. Like, it's a ballsy play, Juzzy. If you feel you need to make up some ground there, and
the smart move would be to wait.
Yeah, and see, just on the in case, like he's $400,000 dude. Like I said, if he's $200,000, pull the trigger today. But he's not. He's dear. Like he's awkwardly priced.
like I said, for me, like I'd actually
Do you
I'd be
own
waiting
Ford?
a week. Yeah, I've got Ford. Well, no, I'm bringing Ford back in this week. I traded him out a couple of weeks ago just because I didn't want to drop Garner. I should have just dropped Garner 2 weeks ago, but.
For me, Ford's the way to go for me this week. Like that's my only trade at the moment.
Well, a lot of people. Actually, I don't know. Some people started before.
Yeah, I started with him.
Like I said, I got rid of him and kept Garner, and yeah, that was probably a faux pas. I should have just held on for Ford through his concussion, but it was that same thing of just trying to bank the cash at that point. Ford had that 4 in his rolling average. I know he's put on a little bit of money, but he looks set to make a lot more, so I'm jumping back on straight up.
Well, I'm going Dury to Ford because
that's a good
Dury's
one.
out of favour at Para, and Danger Ross cost me 10,000. Like Dury didn't make no money, and Ford was already a bit more expensive.
He's feeling we all didn't go to the party instead of going to the door.
You know what? That's the thing we talked about before ball was kicked this year. We've got to leave last
I'm
year.
blaming Juzzy for talking me out of the party.
You got to leave last year in the past.
Yeah, you're welcome, boys.
Like, you have to leave last year in the past. It's a different year. It's a different year, and so much can happen. And Cardi has, to his credit, has done exceptional, man. He's up there with some of the top second rowers at the moment.
He's averaging like 60 a week in just base and power here. Like, he's killing it.
So, yeah, like, kudos to those that jumped
Dory's
on.
getting 36 in 80 minutes.
What was your other trade?
The final one. Well,
You said you were going to boost.
Yeah, Teddy to Lemuelu.
Yeah.
And that really just banks a bunch of cash in case Teddy's going to lose more.
Do you have Reece Walsh?
Nah.
Not interested in Reece Walsh?
I feel like I've missed the boat on him cash-wise.
Really?
Well, I don't know. I didn't realise he'd scored so well.
What
on the
about
weekend.
points-wise?
Yeah, look, possibly. But then, once again, I'm missing out on Lemuelu.
He's got like Titans, Raiders and Tigers over the next 3 weeks.
Look, Lemuelu was one of them luxury trades.
Yeah.
He was just going to be that solid 60 guy down in the centre wing that you can rely on for at least a month, make a bit of money.
If he scores a soft try or two over the next couple of weeks, those 60 odds become 100.
Yeah, they do, but are they? Is it as crucial to get Lemuelu in as it is a
Greg Marzu.
No, we're talking about Reece Walsh. That's how you're trying to convince me to bring in.
I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just throwing it out as an option.
Well, from Teddy, you get 100k.
I know a lot of people trapped him last week.
From Teddy, you'll get 100k because Reece Walsh is 660, I think, and Teddy's 760 odd. So you make 100k there. I don't look. Lemuelu is a good sneaky pod, but I don't know if he's the must-have. He'd be a luxury trade if you were going to use it. You know what I mean? You could save your boost.
It's either that, or I can bring in someone like Marju, Lockie Miller, even.
I like Lockie Miller. His stocks have changed for me.
Or Reece Walsh.
He's a 50 minimum dude.
Well, with the goal kicking now too, it makes him a lot more juicy.
Is he goal kicking?
Oh yeah, he goal kicks on the weekend.
Cheering.
Yeah. So that's something to keep an eye on. I'm really thinking of getting him, but
I'm feeling keep him as my centre wing dude to start the season.
In saying that, would you have hung on after his back-to-back 50s at 600k?
With no attacking stats, yeah.
Would you, yeah?
I understand. I held on to Val at 700 odd, fucking back-to-back 40 and a 60, so...
Averaging 50.
Yeah. So there are your trades. Louis, what trades are you looking at doing this week, mate?
So I'm boosting this week.
Yeah. How many boosts have you so far?
This will be my second.
Yeah.
This will be my second. So I'm trading out Brendan Smith out of hooker.
Yeah.
Obviously. Shifting Tanner Boyd up into the hooker position. Bringing in Nicho. Getting rid of Teague Wilton because a lot of the attack seems to be going down Nikora's side of the field.
Get on.
He's
one I'm strongly looking at Nikora.
Yeah, so I think his high score was 68, I think, or something like that. And he's been getting low 60s, 50s. So I've got rid of him. Brought in Schuster, and then I've also gone Jaden Sullivan to Wakeham, just more purely as a crash grab.
How much did you have in the bank to start all that?
70 something.
So are you just short of holding Brandon Smith and just going straight Tanner Boyd to Nicho? Because it seems like your main moneymaker there is the Teague Wilton downgrade to Schuster. I mean, for me, I'd fuck off Tanner Boyd. He's garbage.
Well, my big question is, to shoey or not to shoey?
I'm not shoeing.
Well, apparently, and Bergs has been speaking this all evening.
Even with or without the injury?
He might not be playing this week.
Shoey?
Well, see, I went to shoey just as a cash grab.
Oh, you've already pulled the trigger?
Yeah, I pulled the trigger last week, and then copped his 26 or whatever because I played him as a reserve. Yeah, I know, yuck. Spewing.
Yeah, I need to get someone that price. I've got 11 afterwards. After now, I've got 11k in the bank.
Well, be warned.
So
the Twitter sphere has spat out that he's got a cork and is probably not playing this week against the
I
Knights.
wasn't planning on putting the R on him. Had the R on Jackson Ford anyway.
Oh yeah, sweet.
So
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so that's my trades.
Where you going, big guy? You're the man of the hour. You're starting to punch away from the rest of the pack.
No, I'm not.
Well, you're a couple of thousand in front of me.
What's up?
You're a couple of thousand in front of Jazzy.
I don't know if I'm doing trades this week.
Well, okay. Well, I'll go into my trades then. I'm just going.
Yeah,
I'm just going Dury at the moment, but I am thinking, fellas, because I'm going to need to make a little bit of a war chest, but the only player I'm really willing to part with at the moment would be Uto, because he's got a break even of 40. I know he'll easily achieve it. Easily. But
where are you going with him?
I'd probably have to try and find a bottom dollary.
Who? Front rower?
Yeah.
So you get enough out?
Not enough, but just try to find someone that...
Who?
I don't know. I haven't
looked.
There
is no one.
Haven't looked, but he's the only one I can justify selling to try to put a war chest away to bring in Nath next week.
You have to nuff him out. And why are you so keen on getting on Nath next week?
Basically because I don't think he'll hit his 100 BE this week, so I'm hoping that he has a rough week.
That's just why are you keen to jump on the week after he's just had a rough week?
Because he's going to come good. You know what I mean? And if I can get him sooner rather than later and have him, I'd just be more happy.
Yeah, pretty cool.
But yeah, like I wouldn't trade anyone. I wouldn't trade any of my backs. They're all making money. Still, I wouldn't trade any of my forwards. They're all doing well. Welch will come good. I'm not worried about him. I couldn't downgrade Harry Grant even if I wanted to, just because points around him. You know, Robson's got them, but he hasn't shown many of them like Harry at the moment.
If you got Harry, you're keeping Harry.
But yeah, so for me, I can't justify doing another trade unless it's a downgrade to Uto, which I don't think I'll do anyway. So I might just pull the trigger on me Dury to forward and just leave it at that.
So I'm torn between a couple. I'm either looking at going Naden out and getting Karaz in. Naden's break even 13, so he's still going to make a bit of cash this week.
You said yourself, Karaz is all but plateaued.
Yeah,
you know?
I think he's reached his peak, but his points I don't think are going to dry up either.
Nah, he you know what? He just throws the ball. He doesn't even watch
no,
where he's offloading or anything, but
it's
good for his Supercoach.
So I'm looking at him or Lockie Miller from Naden, or I'm looking at Trindle to Pezzett. I just feel Trindle's got that one big price rise in him, but depending on how he's used off the bench, he could just soon as well drop that price rise within 3 weeks after that. Where Pezzett's going to have that one big price rise, and yes, he's not going to play again until Origin probably, or until injury or suspension, either way, but he's not going to lose cash.
Whereas Trindle will.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good... Yeah, it is a good way to look at it.
And then my other one is the Dory to Hoskins or Dory straight to Katoa from Storm.
That's a good trade. It's a good trade. Katoa's been chugging along nicely.
He's killing it. Chugging along a lot nicer than nicely.
Yeah,
he's been killing it.
I have to admit, this week, if I wasn't, like, I feel like I needed to get Nico in.
Yeah.
If I wasn't, I was considering going just Wilton to Katoa. I thought that would have been a good trade, but I decided, I'd rather put money into
He smashed it with Hughes. He smashed it without Hughes. It just doesn't matter. He's just smashing it.
Well, you know what? We knew he had the potential there. He was heavily touted at the Warriors.
Yeah.
As high.
He showed it in his first season at the Warriors.
As high as IPAT, even. You know what I mean? Remember how IPAT burst?
Well, he burst on
there.
a lot bigger than IPAT. But his first year in the Warriors, he killed it.
He had the raps as well, but and then Katoa had the raps, and then going down there to Melbourne.
Spewing and Wentlow, we were over him. That's probably my biggest regret of the season so far.
That was one of the ones that I thought before the money changes, I'm getting there. I'm getting over to Katoa just because I think at the time he was going to be harder to get than anyone else, and it's been one of the moves that I think's helped project me up that little bit more. Like he got a 92 on the weekend, holding on to DP as well. He was another one that.
Mate, you brought DP, you're holding on, man.
Oh, bro, people, should we just go to questions? Because there's a lot of actual good questions this week that I've had a quick scroll through. And
let me jump into some of the live ones. There's a few in there too.
I'd like to ask all the live listeners a question.
Yeah.
How many of you guys sold AKP, Palm Pereira after he's 5 and have jumped back on?
Fucking bro, I was this close last week to swapping him to Lemu Elu as we talked about, but I found a way with the boost to get Munster and Nico, so I just thought, fuck Lemu Elu. And I couldn't be more chuffed at the decision.
Did you play him?
Who?
Palm Pereira.
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I didn't play Warbrick, but because I haven't got the ticket to play both.
Yeah, I see. I
In the same
played
week.
Warbrick over AKP. Wish I'd played both of them though.
You don't.
I played them both out of just because my phone broke.
How can you have the ticket to, but like one's got a 5 One's
break
got
the
a
phone.
10. If they both have a shocker, that's 15 between two.
Bro, I've had that happen with guns this year already. So
Right.
I've had 4 people score 31 or something between them before.
yeah,
Like,
and like $2 million worth of salary cap do it. You're like, you know what I mean?
And that's
Like,
the exact reason why I put Alamotti on over both Warbrick and
who could also go 30.
Tell me about it.
Like,
yeah, look, if he's got a 30-metre try, bro, that is his, right?
Yeah.
But if he's got to go 35, fuck, he's going to run out of gas.
Yeah, he's very
like
heavy.
that, the front row is going to run him down.
Yeah. Alrighty, so let's say good day to the lads. Shane Foote, Steve Austin,
Shane-o.
Lloyd Clark, Ross Mann,
So
Watto,
cold.
Scott Smith, Vowsy.
Bowser.
Saxy, did any of you draw a PP on your ballot form?
Absolutely.
Actually, I drew a reefer next to the marijuana party.
Oh, yeah? Sweet, that's cool.
I rolled it up and smoked it, Saxy.
Sean O'Veirett, talking about Nicho, he said, I said I'd wait till after the bye, but changed my mind.
I hope you changed your mind last week. Not
Bit the
now.
bullet, getting rid of the Cleary to Nicho, put the C on him, jumped up 50,000 spots to 9,000 last week.
Fuck yeah.
Killed it.
Lovely.
Watto says, Con, you're not wrong about the call on Pascoe, and Luke Brooks has been shit for years. Fans need him to go, and he needs to change the scenery.
He wanted to go. He asked to go twice, and they're like, nah.
Because, no, the deal was that you had to, I think Newcastle, they wanted Newcastle to foot half the bill as well.
You gave him Clemmer.
Yeah, no.
Like, surely that should have been enough.
No, when you were talking with Brooks, but
I get that, but
They got the better half cheaper. Really, didn't they?
100%.
I think so, yeah.
So
100%. Not
Yeah.
the better, maybe, but
better than them too.
at the prices,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Shane Foote about the Panthers says news is Mardo's back next week. Hosking will start. Garner goes to the bench. I don't even see that, to be honest. I see Garner being dropped if...
Footy's
Garner will bench it.
No, Scotty Sorensen on the bench. Spencer Lenu on
yeah,
the
but he
bench.
goes back to the front row.
Hooker on the bench.
No, he's out. He's
But the point is they need to carry a hooker on the bench. So that's 3 bench spots. I don't think Garner gets it over James Salmon.
Yeah, he might
So
be right.
I think Garner goes back to reserve grade to learn how to be a
man.
Panther.
Well,
Man.
Footy's a Panther man, so he'd be in all the groups around the Panther chat, so he'd have a know.
Scott Smith was going well until this week, sitting 2,300, now 55. Has Cleary, Hines, Garrick.
Well, now he's 55th overall.
No, 5,500.
Oh.
Grant, reserves killed me. I think it's going to be like Russian roulette with benchies this year. I know how you feel, buddy. I've played AKP. I've played Brandon Smith. I've played KP, all in reserves, and gotten, stupidly low scores. It's ridiculous this year. Shane Foote says Cleary's highest score of 158 was against the Raiders. He's going to ton up, guys. I believe you. I don't know about this weekend. Trey Wheelhouse. Surely no one sold a bottom dollar cheapie. I did. I sold Jackson Ford. I know, foolish. There was actually quite a few people that sold him in that first week.
Look, to be honest, a lot of people do it.
Second week.
Second week, yeah.
People just see the cheapie and need the cheapie, or there's lots of write-ups on socials about the cheapie, and then you sort of look through your cheapies and think, oh, he's probably made enough, and then you end up chasing the cheapies.
I thought week 1 could be an anomaly. I thought the Warriors week 1 could be an anomaly, but they've put it together for 4 weeks straight. He's had a couple of good scores, bar his head knock, and then the week gets take off because of it. So
he played for 2 minutes.
He's looking the goods.
Hayes Fairham's another one. After the first week, a lot of people are, no, shit, mark.
Well, it's
And now he's been the best of a bad bunch of that $300,000 to $400,000 range.
Yeah,
he's killing them all.
Cheering, I stayed on.
Everyone jumped on Chance after week 1 and abandoned ship on Hayes, and Jesus Christ, hasn't that backfired?
Well, that was nearly me. I think you might have talked me out of
that. Steve Austin sold him but bought him back. It's fucked, but I'm still ranked at 800, but stupid trade. I'm not sure he's talking about there. Maybe Fordo as well. Sean O'Veirett, what's your thoughts on Dewey to Munster and Tricky Trindle to Peasant for a cash grab? Or does he go Boyd to Egan and upgrade Welch?
Well, you're probably, because that's similar to what you're doing.
Those 2 original trades I was strongly considering.
Yeah.
And looked at Munster's break even at 115 or something.
achievable, but
Yeah,
could
but
still lose.
I haven't checked Dewey's break even actually. To be fair, so I probably,
Dewey-
should,
Dewey-
should check that.
Dewey hasn't set the world on fire. He didn't look great at fullback last week either. For
Yeah,
me,
but
Munster's-
them as a team look shit. Too.
Adam Dewey
90 break even,
Adam Dewey currently 90 break even at 571.
and they're playing the Broncos. So
I'll probably if I can get across. To Munster,
I really do like those trades, and they probably will be my trades this week. Trindle to Peasant and Munster in, Dewey out. I'm just not 100% sold yet. I don't know.
did it
Alright.
last week, no regret. Didn't go Peasant or anything, but went Dewey to Munster, and Munster looks good, man. I'll be happy to, even if not hold him for Origin, rather than sell him.
All right, Andrew Williams wants to know Hosking or Ford, lads.
Ford for job security.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ford's locked in 80 every week.
If Hosking's going to
Hoskins
pick up
could
that
be,
starting spot on the left,
But it could.
It's a
That's
good.
an if, buts, and maybes.
well, on that,
If ifs and buts with candies and nuts, we will have Merry Christmas.
apparently Mardo's his cousin, so he's got the inside line.
Well, he didn't start the season there, did he? So he can't
No,
do
no.
much from the inside line.
What?
You say Hoskins and Mardo, cousin?
No.
No, Mardo is old mate's cousin,
Ah. Okay.
so he's got the inside line. Hosking's got that starting spot. Garnett's gone.
Actually,
Get on?
Put his ass out in the question post in here too.
I already reckon get on anyway. I reckon he's got the starting spot too, and I don't have any inside information just from what I've seen.
Just the eye test.
You can always jump on Ford, wait a week, get the cash rise from Ford, see what's going on with Hosking the week after, and then go from Ford to Hosking. Won't be that much of a difference.
Oh, well, surely you
At that
got
stage.
like Dories and shit like that. You
Well,
can
yeah,
trade off
yeah.
to Hoskins instead. Like I wouldn't be trading out Jackson Ford next week for Hoskins
No,
No,
Jackson
unless
Ford's
he's going back to back hundreds.
Ideally, you'd be trying to get both of them,
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
that's
Because they're
it.
both making
Yeah.
cash.
decent cash. Like Hoskins will go up to 550 at least. You'd have
Sell
to
Dave
think.
Fafita and get him in.
Yeah.
If
I
you've
got
got the
Hoskins
cash,
Ford.
go get both. Yeah.
I mean, I would with Foz out for 3 weeks. I'd consider it. I don't know how much good ball he's going to get.
What after he scored 100 and something on the weekend, you're gonna sell him?
Yeah, maybe.
That's crazy.
You watch me. I do dumb shit all the time. Dave
Back off.
Whiteley dropped Welsh for Haas. Love it. Dropped Thompson for Bostock. Dunno.
Bostock.
Bostock.
Bostock. He's looking at a 4-week run, that Bostock up there, but supposedly he's not very defensively sound, if you catch my drift.
And dropped Brimson for Munster.
He's pretty good attacking wise, but
Yeah, I've heard he scores tries, but he's meant to be yes, in defence.
Well, Welch for Haas and AJ for Munster. I'm loving both of those.
Yeah, they're good power plays.
Would you hold Thompson?
Nah, which Thompson?
Dunno.
I'm going to think Isaac Thompson. No.
doesn't matter what Thompson. No,
I wouldn't
what
hold
Thompson's worth holding.
none.
Leo Thompson? No, he's not doing the
Look,
job.
Leo Thompson's chugged along at 40s and shit. But
No, Bostock's a centre wing, so I'm assuming it'll be Isaac Thompson he's talking about.
yeah, there is actually a guy.
Coming off the 13. Boot the fucker.
Yeah. Shane Hughes. Will Suwali play Origin now he's gone to rugby? You think they should pick him for Origin in the next 2 years?
I don't think he was ever getting picked for Origin. Sorry.
What if Troll and Turbo are hurt?
Oh, if they're hurt,
I mean,
maybe.
if there's extenuating circumstances.
And even still then, I think Campbell
What
Graham's...
about wing?
Tupou and Toto.
You don't think he's better than Tupou?
He might be, but
You think he's
Tupou's...
better than Toto?
Tupou and Toto, or
different.
would you be having Adokar there?
I'd sooner put Critter
Look,
on the wing.
He could have
Adokar
made it last year.
didn't make it last year. I think Freddie had regrets, but because we all know that you can't buy speed.
Yeah, he needed that speed, man.
But
Sure fucking did well in the World Cup.
so yeah, I dare say there goes Toops' spot. Adokar straight away. Toops just got cut from the squad. So Suwali, no room for Suwali. Fuck off to Union.
I think he's better than all of them, to be fair.
He probably is, but fuck off to Union.
Oh, yeah. As a Queenslander, I hope you pick him, because that would just be New South Wales to a fucking T. as a New South Welshman, I'd be filthy if Freddie picked him.
Yeah, same as Luke Keary. Fucking shit. How filthy was I when he picked Luke Keary?
Yeah, you've been threatening to go to rest for a while.
I've been over the rest a couple times. When they're the
Remember
big
that
jerseys.
fucking year Archie had that bad series?
Martin Walker. Love the podcast, boys. Great analyst and even better banner. I can finally get rid of Boyd this week for Schuster. But what should I do in Wasteland? That is front row forward. Want to get rid of Welch, but not too many good options. Thoughts on Crocker to go with Tarpany, Moali, and Ben Murdoch-Masila.
So if you don't have Haas, Haas is your option.
Yeah, you got to try to get up there.
Yeah, he's a standout. If you're getting rid of Welch, it's got to be the Haas. If you don't have him.
Well, Boyd the
straight up.
Schuster might just free up the cash to do
100%
that.
it will.
Yeah.
I can understand wanting to get to Haas, but like for me, Welch is like his rolling average isn't great because of that 25 a couple of weeks ago. He is a slow burn. He's going to get better. The points will come. He'll probably get a couple of meat pies, if not try assists through offloads or something crazy
I
like
think
that.
he scored like 7 tries or something in his 10-year career.
Yeah, we might
They
get one.
don't come thick and fast.
No, they definitely don't. Let's see, I wouldn't be relying on his attacking stats, but I
But-
think his base is much higher than that. And like you can,
But
it'll
Haas,
come.
Haas is 20 points a week
Haas is
better
worth it.
on a bad week.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Haas for me is the only one that I'd go, yeah, all right, sweet. If
That's
you get
me. He
him
doesn't have
upgrade-
Haas, so I feel if you're getting rid of Welch, it's got to be the Haas.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Because there's no cheapie that's sticking their hand up going, I'm going to make $200,000 in 6 weeks kind of thing.
Nah.
And even
So-
then, you'd put him on your bench. You wouldn't be guaranteed you'd be playing him each
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, so yeah, get to Haas if you can get
Yeah.
there. That's the best
I'd
bet.
say that downgrade to Schuster, use that cash, just go to Haas.
But let me put it this way.
Tarpany and Haas, you're set for the year there front row.
It's 30k difference to go Uto to Haas than it is to go Welch to Haas. So if you've got the money, I'd try and go from Udo and keep... Because just you know Welch is a gun. You know that fitness is going to come.
Well,
He's-
my only thing with Welch is he hasn't played much footy with Harry Grant. He was out all last year of that ACL.
What did he score on the weekend?
55.
Eh.
Like,
Not bad.
No,
Well,
bad-
he's got Udo on his team, does he?
being a front row forward, especially one of the big lads.
No, he doesn't. He's got
Yeah, so he
he's
can't
got
throw it out
Tarpany,
when he doesn't have
Moale, and Ben Murdoch-Masila.
Yeah,
he
so
can't.
yeah, you can't afford it from either of those. It's
Yeah,
beyond-
Welch to Haas I like. If you're getting rid of Welch.
Footy, thoughts on Zach Hoskins a week early? I think we
I
touched
think
that on
we've
that.
covered that.
Watto, lads, do we think Hynes is that much of a must considering he has the bye next week? Definitely locked into downgrading Murray to Ford, but undecided if I go Val to Garrick or Seymour, Boyd to Egan or JMK. The main one I'm considering is Hughes to Hynes, but
And Hines is playing the Warriors this week. Bring him in and throw the C on him.
yeah,
And Hughes to
definitely.
Hines too, which means you're holding a halfback, you're holding all that cash on your bench doing nothing while he's suspended.
And Bow's just cracked out of 70. Now he's playing the Dogs. Oh, 69, sorry. Now he's playing Dogs. Why would you sell him? You've held on this long.
Well, I think if you've held on this long, you got 1 week to Drinky's back, mate. Like Drinky's the connector there. We all seen it last
He
year.
just scored a 69. Like,
Yeah, well, that was the intercept try, but without that, he was. Yeah. But Drinky brings the ball. You know, Drinky gets him good early, good ball. So if you've held on this long, you might as well hold on and do the Boyd to Egan or Boyd to JMK if you can.
nah. Egan over JMK.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like whatever way you want to go, but he's got that Boyd or Egan. What do you got over there, Louis? You got an answer or anything?
No, but I've got another question.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Bradley Baxter
Bradley.
have Reynolds and Walker. One to Cleary this week, then the other to Nicho after the Sharks bye. Who do I play next 2 weeks? Walker versus Eels and Storm, or Reynolds versus Tigers and Raiders?
Reynolds versus Tigers and Raiders.
100%. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
They're a good attacking unit, and he's always got something to do with it.
No, I think he got a 20 odd on the weekend, didn't he?
Who?
Reynolds?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of people
Oh,
jumped on.
Mind you, they didn't score many tries on the weekend, did they? Katoni Staggs broke away for 2 pretty much by himself.
Yeah, I think 16-12 or something was the score.
Yeah, that's it. There wasn't many tries scored in that game.
Reece Hostiel scored 84.
Did he?
For those who trapped him.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't trap him, but he
No, I'm not looking at you. I wasn't having you then.
I'm just saying, like,
That was more at Big Ted and someone else in our group chat.
oh yeah.
Looking at you.
All right, Lloyd Clark,
Thank you,
Welsh to Collins. I'm guessing
Welsh.
Welsh to Collins.
correct.
Sideways. Front row sucks and don't want to spend heaps on it at the moment.
Yep.
I think
Same way straight.
I think they're same.
Yeah.
I think they're both going to chug along about the same. I think don't worry about that at all. I think you just wait till you can get to a Haas or something when you can get there, or a Tarpany.
If your team's looking at crash hot, and you're thinking about this sideways trade and Welsh Collins at this time of year, you must come first.
I think he's up there.
Put it this way, they're my starting front rowers because I went for value in the front row, figuring they'll just chug along and do their job. Right, like, yeah, definitely sideways. They're pretty much the same thing. They're 30 grand apart price-wise. They've been averaging about the same. Yeah, roughly. I mean, Collins has just come off the bye. Once again, both big units. Both. I mean, they're the Queensland Origin front rowers, boys.
And Rhea Hargraves is back. Lodge isn't far away from his fractured face. So Collins' role's only going to lessen more than... Yeah.
Yeah, don't waste the trade. Yeah.
I just did that one. Oh, no.
Yeah, I just did that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Selling
Pumped out high 60 on the weekend, didn't he? That's apparently a myth. Well, they reckon the boxers used to use that before it fight, night before, to abstain from sex. But they reckon they busted it, and they reckon your testosterone actually increases the morning after you've busted a nut the night before. So, just after drink. That seems to be the
All I
key
can
to
say is my
success.
testosterone's going to be through the fucking roof tomorrow.
Well, what safety? They're averaging about the same. Like, Max King hasn't shown me anything that says he's going to slow down.
Yeah, Max King's
Well,
averaging
if you check
64. Max King's averaging 64. Tarpany 62.8.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
what's the price difference, Louis?
100 grand at
Tarpany's 667. Max King 589.
Yeah, 100%. I'd back Max King in, but don't expect the ceiling that Tarpany can produce.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Marker Escalara. Sorry, dude. Murray and Toto out for Ford and Lemu Elu. Crazy if it allows me to boost Trindle to Hynes this round. Or is it considered pulling my team apart to get Hynes?
Nah, that I like that.
Fellas, you agree?
I think you're getting rid of some of the like garbage around your team for some people that are making some cash, and you're managing to bring in like the highest averaging point scorer in the game so far.
Well, the good thing about bringing in Lemu Elu is he'll be dual next week.
Dual this week, isn't he?
Dual round 6. Gets the second row
Yeah.
option added to his centre wing.
So, well, the thing is, you can look at it like... Who was first trade? Sorry.
Murray and Toto out.
I wouldn't
before.
trade Murray out. I'd get rid of Toto. I don't know why you even have
There's a lot of
Toto.
people doing the Murray downgrade because I think his break even's through the roof.
Well, he's priced at average of 70 something. and he's chugging along at a 60. So people have worried about the loss. And down to forward, bank you a lot of cash. That will get you to Hynes.
Lemuelu's in a pretty sweet position too. Low break even, decent price. Decent. Like he's only made 60k so far. I think it was only 20 last week.
Well, if Lemuelu does get the 4 rounds of Felice Kafusi,
He will.
Then once he's juiced up, he'll have his centre wing second row duel. So you'll be able to get him up there to get Murray back that way, hopefully.
Look, Murray's
If you want Murray.
Murray's right now at 666, with a break even of 80.
So I wouldn't be selling Murray with a break even at 80.
Yeah, you're right. That's totally doable. I mean, just one attacking stat.
I think, but if you've probably watched these the hardest, Louis being the South supporter, he's now a link man. He's doing what Gerbo was doing at Manly a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
Still has his attacking prowess, but seems to not. You know who's doing the hard yards over there? Kalolo Matangi, the weapon. Right, he seems to be taking those.
No, he played front row on the weekend.
Yeah, but he seems to be doing more runs this year than.
Yeah, he played front row on the weekend.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just watching him this year, he's had more runs than he has in the past. He's coming of age.
Yeah, he had a decent score a couple of weeks ago when he was playing on the edge. He's already crossed for a couple of tries. Like
That link up between him and Ilias is really, really starting to pay off.
Well, it's helping fire up the whole right hand
Definitely.
side. Campbell Graham's come into play.
So I think that's the thing that's
Yeah,
taken
man.
away from Murray a little.
Him and Olakwatu, they're New South Wales back rows for years to come.
When
It's
it's
a scary
time.
prospect.
They're big units, aren't they?
Mate, they're fucking terrifying.
So what, you can bring Gus through the middle if he's good.
So you
Who
don't
cares?
trade So you don't trade out Murray if it can get you Hynes
I'm not trading out Murray. I'd be trading out Toto.
and find someone else.
But sorry, well, you shouldn't have had me on there. You can get Hynes, like Trindle's just got to play this week. With the 40, you make 70k.
Yeah.
So then, therefore, you might not need to make that other trade, Murray out, to generate that cash. If Trindle can make that cash for you next week, and you just might have to miss out on Hynes' score this week. But you still keep Murray in your team.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But if Hynes gets a 180 again, you know, like
But you've still got Murray.
you've still got Murray, and hopefully he gets his 80 break even. That is one way to look at it. It's up, at the end of the day, it's up to you, but all right, Lloyd Clark's got another one. Dury to Ford, good trade or not really? Not really necessary. I just think Ford, better future. Cheers, boys, love the pod. Well, Lloyd, that's my trade. That is exactly my trade for the week. Dury to Ford. I think it's a great trade.
It's sideways cash-wise, but, I mean, in terms of points being scored and job security, yeah, it's
Just-
a smart play.
If you look at the next month of football,
Yeah.
Dury getting a couple of 15-minute stints, Ford over there playing 80s.
Yeah.
It's only sideways cash way at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you look at
In
end
a month's time,
result,
it'll be 250,000 price difference.
if you look at end result in 6 weeks, if you hung on to Dury,
300 points and $300,000.
that's right. If you hung on to Dury, you're still sitting there at 200 grand, whereas Ford's up
What
at
the fuck can I do with this
550.
useless prick?
Yeah, it's a good trade, super coach wise, you know. Dan Nickel. Okay, so I can tear my team apart this week to get Nico trade. Trade out Walker, Cleary, and Talau for Nico, Pezzett, and Miller. Or Miller or Walsh, sorry.
I like Miller with his dual flexibility, but I love Reece Walsh. I'm a massive fan. I think Broncos are a much better team than Newcastle, as much as it pains me to say it. And yeah, I'm down for Jonah Pezzett.
Well, he'd have to tear his team apart the following week to get another halfback, right? Because Nico would have the bye. Or this is the other part of it.
Or you
Trade out.
fucking roll with an AE.
Yeah, that's true. Or trade out Walker, Talau, and Pele. Trade in Pezzett, Chester, and Crocker as quick cash grabs. Keep Cleary and get Nicho after the buy. Second option leaves him 395k in the bank.
How much is Chester actually making you?
Is Drinky back this week?
Next week.
Next week, he got 3 weeks.
I think his
drinking.
break even's like minus 38 or something, Chester.
So he'll get
Minus
one
50.
price rise.
Minus 50, yeah. So
Minus
he's going to
50.
make a good bulk of cash, but
Is it really worth the trade? Crocker, I think, is a dude from Newcastle, isn't he? He's chugging along 50s.
Yeah, he's. I had a look at him earlier today. He's 319, I believe it is.
Yeah, chug along 50s.
And yeah, I think he's got 50s the past 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
So the thing with Chester, bud, is he's got a few things going in his favour. Drinky goes down, he gets fullback spot.
Yeah.
If Dearden goes down, Drink goes 6, he gets fullback spot. If Townsend goes down, Dearden goes 7, Drink probably goes 6, he gets fullback spot.
Yeah.
So he's got 3 different options there where he could potentially get the fullback spot.
But yeah, it'd be a matter of if and when.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? That's the harsh thing with Supercoach.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Dearden goes to Origin. Val goes to Origin.
It's round 4, dudes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's it. It's a long way away.
Origin's days away.
Yeah.
The name of the game is cash generation.
Yeah, you're right, it is still a bit early.
And to have these dudes sitting there for 8 weeks. When's the first Origin? Round 10?
But
Well,
in saying that, if you're not getting rid of the towers or other people and getting your peasants,
yeah, look.
where are you going with your cash, or are you just going to sit there and watch it leak until Origin time? Like, you've got to do something with it. You can't just watch it burn away. Yeah, you've got to back in your towers and shit to make more cash from here on out, or back in Peasant on his 2 massive big price rises that he's going to get from now and his Origin week, and weigh it up.
It does mean you're holding him there for 8 weeks, or
That's it. You're
trading
running,
him out for
running
another
one
cash
gun
grab.
half back, but
Yeah.
unless Nathan snaps into form,
Is that feasible?
what halfback or 5'8's really standing up and going?
SJ, unfortunately.
Is that feasible? But
True
is
that.
that feasible? But like we've talked about, we've all sat a player in the past for a couple of weeks. Now I know 8 weeks is a long time, but to have
he's
him there,
cheap
and
enough to hold for 8 weeks. It's effectively using him as enough because he shouldn't be getting game time. I'm thinking he may even jump ahead of Tyron Wishart onto the bench once they come back to
that's
full
the
strength.
worst thing that can happen.
Well,
but
the other thing is, these
You don't
other
want that.
guys,
But I'm seriously thinking it could.
these other guys who you're downgrading from, they're going to continue doing their role, but losing cash or staying the same. So either way, you're going to have to find money to upgrade from old mate who's sitting there not losing cash, or old mate who could be slowly leaking cash to get to that gun that you want anyway. So you're not playing your second half who's shit, and Jonah Pezzett you're not playing either because he's not playing.
yeah.
So either way, but you're going to have to find the $400,000 or whatever to get to Nathan eventually from either one of them.
I mean, he was a better bet.
He's not an AE nightmare either.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's why I'm trying to figure out who I'm going to. Like probably next week. I'm just hoping Trindle takes the field. This week I get one more price rise out of him, and then I move on Trindle. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to go down to someone
Ideally, you probably don't want to go down from Trindle if you can afford to.
No, I'm hoping one more price rise, and then that's my issue with doing a trade now, right? Like you were talking, getting Teddy to Miller or Teddy to Reece Walsh or whatever, but that doesn't leave me enough cash to do a straight jump from Trindle to a 650 gun halfback next week. And I feel like I want those 2 gun halfbacks. I mean, if I can pick up Nath for around that price next week, then I'm cheering. But if I can't, then do I go someone like SJ? Like I might even use him as that stepping stone to Nath. Ride him out for a couple of weeks. Just look at who's got a good BE, averaging, chugging along. I don't need him to do much. Just hold that money for me for a couple of weeks.
Well, in an ideal world, Trindle comes on and plays 45 minutes as the middle distributor kind of role and scores that 50 odd a week with potential for attacking stats.
Yeah, ideal world, but
I can't see it happening, unfortunately.
yeah, exactly. So I'm just trying to figure out what my contingency and what my plan is there.
Well, I'm strongly considering Trindle to pez it myself.
Dan, go the second one, bro. Leave yourself 395k war chest for next week.
Yep. That's what I'd be aiming for.
But a lot of people had high expectations of Walker at the start of the year.
Well, you know what? He's not a shit player. Like, if you watch him, he's getting better and better as an NRL player. So it's just not translating Supercoach.
Well, the Roosters aren't exactly setting the world on fire either.
No, they're not. So he's lost probably a few points in goal kicks there just because they're not clicking as well. So, yeah, I can see the logic in getting rid of him. And then the last one we have is Steve Austin. G'day, guys. Do I sell Trindle to pez it and bank 100k and try and turn him into Nicho after his buy, or wait and see if Tricky can get more cash rises before turning him into a Nicho?
I feel like we just talked about that for 5 minutes.
If you keep Trindle, you got 3 weeks, I reckon, to get him to Nicho. If you keep him pez it, you've got until you can raise the cash.
The advantage you've got is you've got 1 more week for hopefully Trindle to take that field, get the extra price rise before it looks like Nicho's price goes up. And may go up by a decent amount. If he comes out and has another good score, his price could go up by a couple of 100k.
See, but Trindle could only make 50k. Pez is going to make 100k pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah.
Minimum.
I'm just saying, you've got that. Like, that's your last chance to use Trindle's cash so far to get to to get to Nicho without doing a downgrade, banking that cash now. But then you've got to turn him into Nicho next week.
Unless the ideal world happens and Trindle plays those big minutes in the middle.
Even then, you've still got to try and turn to Nicho next week, because otherwise he probably goes out of reach for most people without sacrificing 1 or 2 guns.
He'll come back sooner or later.
Yeah, but you know what? How many times has that fucked you in the past, Con?
What?
Waiting for him to come back down sooner or later.
We spoke about that.
We talk about it at the start of the show.
Yeah.
100%.
That was the butt of the joke.
Yeah, alright, sorry. I was flat out doing shares, you know. When? Anyway, Juzzy, you asked a question before we podcasted. We said let's wait till we podcast for this one. Where do we go from here? What did you mean by that, champ?
So what?
You said to me, where do we go from here? Like, where do we go from here?
Okay, yeah, so
Supercoach-wise?
we're 4-5 rounds deep, right? Now it's a good point to start. Like, when we first looked at our trades this week, we both sat there and looked and went pretty much, there's no one I feel I need to move on, because I'm sort of waiting for everyone to juice. Like, I don't want to get rid of Perham. I don't want to get rid of Karaz. I don't want to get rid of Hopgood yet. I don't really want to get rid of Lawero. I missed a boat on the straight swing to Katoa. Pulled out a 60 last week. I'm hoping for a couple more scores like that, and then so
some attacking stats.
Yeah, some attacking stats would be great, you know. But like, the point is, I'm looking at everyone going, they're not really worth the trade, and there isn't a prominent dirt cheap option for these downgrades to occur. So I'm not banking much cash off them. I really need to just sit around for a couple of weeks and let a couple more of these guys juice out, and then it's a question of, well, where do I start moving to build the team for the long haul for the season? I'm looking at the moment, and I don't really have any cover for Origin for hooker.
Have you actually? That was a question I was going to chime in with. Have anyone actually looked at Origin and buys yet?
Not hard, no.
Like, have you looked at your side and thought, well, I've got these players for 13, and
that's what I'm thinking. I've got to start looking at now is who's actually playing that 13. Who am I going to lose for Origin? Like, I lose most of my front row. I lose my fullbacks. I don't think I lose too much in the centres, but I'll probably lose my halves, all my halves.
We got to look at all these. Even if you've got Walsh, he's a massive chance of playing Origin this year. Like,
yeah.
There's a lot of teams that are going to get gutted.
Yeah.
And some of these guys are even pods. You know, like I heard.
No, he's not playing Origin this year.
Who?
Gutho.
Yeah, probably not.
Doesn't have the X Factor, boys.
That's good.
I think Walsh is 39 to the one jersey.
Nah, what about the 14?
Nah.
I don't think KP's back for it. Sorry.
Harry and Hunt, we share area 14 and 9.
Yeah, fair call, alright.
If KP's fit, he's playing.
I don't think he's fit though.
I feel if Dearden and Munster are fit, Munster will be 1, Dearden 6.
Oh, really?
And then otherwise, yeah, Walsh might get a crack at 1. Yeah, I think Dearden did more than enough last year.
Oh, yeah,
To
definitely.
He's
say
out
I
now
can play
half
number
road,
6
like-
and Munster's. We know Munster can play number 1. Fucking just as good as anyone can
And
play
to be
number
honest,
1.
the problem with Munster at number 1 in a game like Origin is we've got no idea what he's going to do. You know, he's got amazing
Well, he doesn't know
talent.
what he's going to do,
Yeah.
like they say.
He's got Billy and stuff around him. He's got Cam Smith around him. Like, especially
He's
in
just a
Origin
footballer,
camp, bro.
man.
Yeah, he's a dude.
Yeah.
He's a fucking freak.
So Munster at 1 is actually the scariest prospect for me come Origin time.
But
No,
yeah,
if
like,
KP's fit, KP at 1's.
I do like where your head's at, like, with looking towards the Origin and buys.
Well, I
and
think
shit.
I've got to start looking at the draw for the next 5-6 rounds as well, because that in the lead up to that first Origin and the first like major buy round. But yeah, I think you've only got to field the best 13, but I think you still got to start looking at it because it's like
Well, I've got 8 for round 13. As it sits, that I'm confident won't play Origin.
where would you say your team's Lackenbergs? Because you should know that by now, yeah.
Yeah, look, at the moment it's probably just through the depth. Like, my team's not overly lacking hard.
Sorry, I've got 11.
But I've got
Not
the
really.
spots where you'd normally have better guns. I've got them spots with cheapies that are doing well, like your Turuvas and your Perhams, the Hammer. I've got them there, whereas Con's got a Garrick and other people have got, like, someone brought in a Marju last week, lucky them, you know?
Yeah.
Just
Oh, snap.
yeah, like, whereas I'm not overly unhappy. Like, I've got Katoa and I've got Trindle as my backup halves, which isn't very impressive, but my second row's done well. Like, I've got Butcher, I've got Katoa before the price rises, I've got Hopgood, got Deefy. I missed the first price rise on Preston, and I've just jumped on Ford, who...
But yeah, no, straight up, that's actually a strong. That's possible already all keepers for the back row.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Like, I'm not unimpressed with it. I feel
It's not.
What?
We'll keep.
No,
Well,
no,
no,
but
I feel-
it could be.
Yeah, no.
Hopgood could be. Katoa could turn out to be.
Hopgood's definitely is. Katoa's potential.
Nat Butcher, I'll probably move on to a keeper eventually. Preston's I'll probably juice up, if not keep. And Ford will definitely just juice up and move along to someone better as well. But they're solid.
That's
to
it.
get
For,
me
for
through
you
to
to, for you to
round
have
10.
4 guys that you're pretty much, oh yeah, at this point I'm holding them for the season. Yeah, you've
Well, then-
really only got 2 back row spots to fill,
Well, I've got Payne, Haas, and Welch up front.
which is nice.
Haas was just a good get. I was just, you know what, I, as you know, Juzzy, I went back all last season in the off season and listened to our podcast while I painted the house, like, and I listened to all of them, and every single fucking podcast over the past 4 years, Payne Haas gets a mention. You know, just a demon bloke, like, and he was very, very underpriced. He was at least 10 points underpriced because of he was playing 2 busted shoulders, so he was a good get for me. And then I got Steph and Welch as my other 2 guys with Murdoch Masilo the grub, but then I
Sorry.
got Harry Grant and
That's my bad. I'll
Brendan
take that
Smith.
one.
I got the Cheese, who I'm happy just to sit the Cheese there until he finds some form. I might not play him, but I'm happy to sit him there until he...
She got the cheese.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, same.
stinky.
No, I'm still rolling with cheese.
Even after he scored that try for a 55.
Bro, yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't do
played
it.
50 odd minutes.
I had to get... I think that was the week I went and got Katoa and shit like that. So, I left Cheese and got Katoa and got...
I think him and Tanner Boyd are in like a death match for Trap of the Year.
Yeah. Look, I'm not
giving
going...
Brandon a couple of games. Early injuries,
What,
head
1 and
knocks and
3?
stuff. Yeah, 100%. Like, he had a rough
Couples
start to
2.
the season. We've seen what he's capable of. 100%.
55 with a try.
All right, Connor.
He'll get better. I do anticipate him on finishing.
Apart from 2001, he's never averaged over 60 for a season.
I'll cop 60 for now. I'll cop a 60 for now. But yeah, like, there's still work to be done, heaps of work to be done. So if I'm lacking anywhere, it's in me backs, and that's just because I'm playing decent money makers. Like I'm playing Perham, I'm playing Hammer, I'm playing Taruva. I've still got Warbrick, Alamotti, and Calm Pereira. there as well, all
That's
making
it.
money.
They're
So-
all on the verge of juicing up.
Yeah,
real
well,
quick.
what I've got, what your biggest worry with shit like that is they all don't juice up at the same time.
Yeah, because then it's hard to
You
get
got to
off all
hope
of
they
them.
sort of stagger himself that little tiny bit. Like,
That's where the buy actually helps us, because that's going to
That's what
delay
you want.
Pereira.
What?
You don't want them all to juice up.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You
that's
don't-
what he's
that's what
saying.
you said,
But at
like,
the
you
moment,
want it
they're
to
all on the
stagger.
verge of pretty much juicing up at the same. Karaz looks set to juice pretty much next
Karaz-
week.
Karaz
Karaz
keep
isn't
it, bro.
juicing.
You don't sell Karaz. You keep
Yeah, I
Karaz
wouldn't Karaz.
till the end of the season. You don't
His
sell
lowest
Karaz.
score is 52 in pretty much base and
Base.
power. You're not selling Karaz.
Good point.
Get
don't
that
sell
out
Karaz.
of
Yeah,
your
no,
head.
no, I'm saying.
He's
Like,
your keeper for the year. Perham's your
Don't
one
worry
to sell.
about him juicing or not juicing.
Perham will be the one you upgrade to a Garrick or something like
yeah.
that. Taruva hopefully goes on a little bit of a run when Penrith go on run, if they go on
Well,
run.
Taruva's definitely going to be an upgrade eventually. Perham's definitely going to be an upgrade. I think Warbrick's definitely going to be an upgrade.
Alamotti will be an upgrade.
Can't Pereira.
Khan Pereira's the one I'm tossing up fucking keeping on matchup for the year.
Look, he might be a good keep, but if you are keeping
Like,
him
he could
as
be
a
that
cow,
pod for that week.
because if he comes out and gets another 2 tries in his next game, he's projected to make a ton.
Can I throw a
Yeah.
flashback? You look like you had something to say. You go.
I was going to say, the Hammer, would you also consider holding him? I mean, he scored, I think, 5 tries in 4 games.
He's got a
Something like
break
that,
even
like
of 30
this-
this week with playing the Dragons. But easy ton up.
I'm keeping him for now, but I'm not keeping him for the season like Khan Pereira.
Mm.
I don't hold him in that bracket because I don't think
You don't hold him in playing on matchups?
his ceiling's high enough. I think Khan Pereira's got maybe even a little bit more than he showed us on the weekend.
And not having O'Sullivan, I think, is going to hurt.
Yeah.
Well, we've-
Gonna hurt the
that's-
Hammer.
yeah, good point.
With Khan Pereira, I can see it in a perfect Supercoach world, right? Where he gets to 650, 700k. They have a 3 or 4 game tough run. He scores fucking nothing.
Like,
And you sell him at top and then bring him back in for that.
do you know? I
Decent
want to
run.
compare him to Jason Saab.
When you could have sold him, brought him
No,
back
well,
in for the same money.
You're holding him on that week where he's going to score those 4 or 5 tries, but every other week he could score a 9.
Yeah.
Like, that's there, but you're hoping you're playing him that week where he explodes.
Yeah.
And not that week where he goes.
That's it. It's a gamble. I mean,
Yeah,
just
100%.
holding him is a straight out gamble, bro.
Oh, he's-
100%.
With Dave Feeder and that there on his side, man, like
It
He
takes a lot of
commands-
defence, man.
he commands that many dudes, like
And Foz knows how to bring him in.
yeah.
And Shop's not a little body who you can
Shop's
Nah,
a gun.
Shop's good.
afford to
good.
take for granted. Like, you can't just slide off Shop automatically.
I was
So that leaves a lot of room down that sideline for the touchy and Khan Pereira to hold hands and skip to the try line.
I was heavily disappointed to be let go of Shop. He was probably
Ah.
one of our better players over those poor periods, you know.
Mind you, you've done all right.
I don't get me wrong, we got Alamotti come through on nothing. So Shop would have been on
But Shop come through on nothing. He was on nothing.
yeah.
He could have been on nothing. He went to the tight for nothing. You grabbed him.
probably.
No if buts, maybes.
Just a quick one then. Would you, if you had luxury trades like we talked about, luxury trades, and you had money, who would you bring in this week just as a power move?
Well, as a fella with I-field trades, luxuries, and $750,000 in the bank, I looked at Munster and Huss.
Yeah.
It says, like you said, a power move. Now I seen their break even, and I thought, I can wait. But I got Dewey, so
Sort of got to upgrade or downgrade
Well,
or
there's no other option. Munster's the only 5'8", I feel, at the moment.
Cody Walker might be able to go on a run.
he got
or
two.
could he go back to his 25s like he started the season with?
Scored 2 tries for that 80.
Like,
Well, that's normally
Munster's
two tries
the
for
only
10.
one I've got full confidence in
Matchup wise.
just holding in my team and
Yeah.
playing every week.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to be my one trade this week. Dewey out, Munster in. Especially with Dewey playing the Broncos.
That fullback.
Him at 5'8". He doesn't look interested. They suck.
Yeah, they do. They
Like-
suck hard.
I can't believe Luke Brooks is still on that field.
I can't believe all the signings they brought to that club,
That's
and they
that's
still
what I
have
thought.
not won
Bro,
a game this fucking
All
year,
them
man.
signings
Like,
they brought to the club. Arpey was off at the World Cup. John Bateman was stuck out on a visa. Did IPAP go to the World Cup or he have surgery?
Yeah, no, I think IPAP played.
So half their team didn't have fuck all pre-season together. Then they brought in Bateman, who, for me, would have rocked the boat saying the shit that he said about Jackson Hastings, calling him a fuckwit and I'm not playing with him, rah, 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 rah. These other dudes had already spent a season with Jackson Hastings.
Mind you, I mean, you've just seen the way he talks to players on the field, bro.
Oh, he's a rough nut.
He don't give a fuck.
I love
Like,
him.
we're here to play footy, boys. But,
He wants to win.
yeah, well, that's it. Look, I think he's a good thing for the Raiders, for the Tigers team.
Yeah, they just need everyone to get on the same page.
He's my sneaky pod luxury trade that I've bought in this week because I wanted to do something with Egan Butcher. So I'm looking at downgrading Egan Butcher as well as Luke Garner. And I was, bro, put out like 120 and then a 90. Like, 80's back, bro.
Oh, he's a gun.
So, yeah, I'm actually taking the risk and jumping on.
Oh, I like that.
Look,
Jesse.
Cons, you just tweet Cons into Silky straight in. All right, then captains for the week, lads. Just a quick one.
BC Turbo.
Lock in Hynes.
I think that's the way you pretty much got to go.
If you want to run a pod play, good on ya. Go for it. Good luck.
I'd do the pod with the VC.
Oh, I think there's quite a few BC options you could run this week. And Garrick Turbo against the Knights. Bolch against the Tigers.
Yep.
Val
against the Dogs, or
no, he plays after Nicho.
right, does he?
Harry
Grant
Cleary
expect him
against
to get
the Raiders.
Yeah.
Top scores come against the Raiders, boys.
And
No, he scored 158.
even
I think that's the highest score he's ever got.
No, he scored 200, didn't he?
yeah, I think 220.
220 something.
Oh,
yeah.
he did too.
Yeah. That was just the highest score against the Raiders.
Ah.
Yeah. Even Harry, he's playing against Souths.
Yeah, nah. Against South,
No,
coming
yeah.
off his 44, I wouldn't even have Harry in my consideration this week, personally.
Nico's probably the solid bet.
Nico's walk-up star captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got Nicho, you should have captained him last week. If not, learn your lesson, captain him this week.
Yeah.
Perfect world. You didn't score in an imperfect world, I should say. You didn't score very well last week. You scored, say, a 1050. Would you boost this week? Pull yourself out of trouble, or would you just try to?
I'm still considering boosting this week just to solidify.
Yeah, just to
My position.
find a little bit of team
Yeah.
setting.
How
And
many
then,
boosts would that be for you, though, then?
That'd be my third.
Your
Yeah,
third
same.
boost, yeah. Really?
But like I said earlier, I'll have one boost with Ryan Pappenhausen's name written all over it. Did I say that on the
Yep.
podcast? Yeah.
And then one more boost sort of just for a rainy day.
I don't feel I need boosts over Origin with the 13 only to play each week. I already got 11.
Now, just
for the
quickly,
first Origin, so I clearly don't need to buy for that.
I want to give a shout out to Jacob Bell as well, lads. He is leading the group.
Well done,
The
Belzer.
360 group. He's been there with us from the start. So yeah, the mighty Magpies.
Awesome.
Go on your
So
Belsy.
also, shout out
Well done.
Southcott Hydraulics. Howsy,
Powsy and the guys,
Boys.
the girls.
ladies, love yous all. Well done. Keep up the good work.
Got anything over there for us, lads? Got any liveys?
No, that's it.
No. Saxy hasn't thrown a shit. Saxy, you're dropping the ball, bro. We weren't even arguing. We're having a civil conversation.
Sweet ass. See you next week.
Saxy dropped the ball, eh?
Peace.
See you next week.